So if you want to be able to listen to your surroundings and hear your music at the same time, then you need a pair of good open-ear earbuds or headphones. And so here we've got the Clear Audio Arc 2 Sport headphones. So we're going to check these out because they've got a pretty impressive spec and they are substantially cheaper than the Bose Ultra Open earbuds. So let's check them out. For disclaimer, Clear Audio did send me these to review, but they're not paying for or sponsoring this video. So you will, as always, get my honest opinion. Now, design-wise, these are a fairly standard affair for open-ear earbuds. They're a hook and loop design. So there's a hook going over the top, which you just hook over the top of your ears, loop it round, and it just sits over the top of your ears. Nothing particularly special there. What is special, or a little bit unique, is the design of them. So there's a bit of a hinge on the actual earbuds themselves. So they can flip open to make them easier for you to put on your ears. They're also comfortable and easy to wear with glasses. I mean, also you can see I'm wearing a pair now. They don't really get in the way. I mean, it doesn't fit quite as flush with your face as they would without them, but it's really not inconvenient. And I've worn these comfortably for hours and they've been fine. You can also wear any headwear you want with that, so be that a cycle helmet, a hat, or whatever you like. And again, these are going to work with that as well. So I did want to talk about the case here because these earbuds themselves are actually quite big, and so the case looks quite big as well. However, because it's a nice slim design, that actually makes it easy to put in your pocket or put in a bag. It's actually easier to put this in your pocket than it is some other smaller cases that might be more boxy and are actually thicker than these. Controlling these is really easy. There are touch controls on both of these earbuds, and because of the design of these, that big driver that actually makes this nice and slim actually makes you have a really big surface for being able to touch them. So whether it's a single tap, a double tap, or a triple tap, it's super easy to use. Certainly on some earbuds that I've used, they've actually been really fiddly to use, and so I generally don't use the touch controls, whereas on these I actually use these all the time. And the single tap is like play, pause, and you've got double and triple tap for skip forwards and backwards, or skip track forwards and backwards. If you don't like to do that, you can jump into the Clear Audio app on your mobile phone and configure what each of the actions do. These are probably one of the few earbuds where I actually use the touch controls of them. You can also do motion controls, which I did try. So you can turn this on in the app and then you can nod your head and shake your head to accept or reject calls, or actually flick your head left and right to either skip a track forwards or backwards. Now, it's a bit gimmicky because it's fine if you're stationary, but you really got to whip your head left or right, like it's snap, snap, and then you kind of feel like you've got whiplash to make it to work. However, as soon as you start walking, or if you're running and you try and do left or right, it just doesn't work. So it's a bit gimmicky. Fortunately, those touch controls are really good that I just talked about, so it's not something that I'd recommend using. So not only are these good for people that want to hear their surroundings whilst listening to music, they're actually fairly useful for quite a wide range of people. So for instance, if you don't like putting earbuds in your ears, or you don't like having headphones over your ears, then these are a great solution for that. They're also great for walking or hiking, say walking the dog, or even going away for a long weekend, because you've got 8 hours of battery life with these on a single charge, and 35 hours if you include the case. More than enough power such that you don't need to charge these, well, before you come back. And if you do need to charge them in a hurry, then you will get 1 hour of playback from a 10-minute charge, and these earbuds charge up to full in just under 2 hours. There are other earbuds that have more battery life, but this is going to be more than enough for most people. You can also use these in the rain because these are IPX5 waterproof rated, so you don't have to worry about them getting wet. You can even use them down the gym, not just because they're waterproof rated, but also because the case has a UV sterilization filter built into them. So if you get sweaty, you can shove them in your case and it will sterilize your earbuds. I wouldn't actually rely on those solely. I would say if they do get sweaty, do actually wash them down. Actually, you can completely wash them down because they're waterproof, and then dry them with a towel before putting them in the case. But it's a pretty unique feature that I haven't seen anybody else do. And also, if you need to be connected to more than one device at a time, well, these support multi-point, so you can be connected to both your mobile phone and your laptop. So if you want to listen to music on your laptop and take a phone call on your mobile phone, you can do that with these earbuds. Talking of phone calls, let's go do a mic test. So you now listen to the mic test of the Clear Audio Arc 2 Sport earbuds, so you can hear what you would sound like if you were going to take a call on these if you were out and about. Now, I would say there's a little bit of wind coming from over there, so how well is it cancelling out that wind and making my voice well heard? What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. So overall, mic-wise, I thought it was okay. I mean, it's not a reason that I'd buy these earbuds, but it's good to know that you've got them there if you need it. Now getting to the sound of these, which really is the most important thing. So inside these are a pair of 16.2mm drivers, which gives you nice big drivers for driving big sound, which in a pair of open-ear earbuds is really important because you kind of need it. One thing with open-ear earbuds is that they can lose the bass quite a lot if the drivers are small, because they're not buried in your ear, giving yourself a good seal. And those bigger drivers than these definitely make a difference. Sound-wise, out of the box, I thought that these earbuds were actually fairly neutral in sound. The mids and the vocals were nice and clear. I did think that the treble was a little bit high and the bass was a little bit low for my listening preference. Fortunately, you can go into the Clear Plus mobile app and jump into a whole bunch of custom presets to change an EQ to whatever your listening preference is. If there's nothing there that quite floats your boat, then you can jump into the custom EQ and change the 5-band graphic equalizer to your preference. I did find that I didn't quite get as much control over the EQ as I wanted out of the Clear Plus app. However, I did get better control if I used the 6-band graphic equalizer that was inside the Spotify app. Still, plenty of options for configuring the sound of these to exactly how you want it to sound. And once that sound is tweaked, these sound great. And I do really mean that, because the sound in this is so clear and good. So I've tested quite a number of open-ear earbuds, and not only can they not sound particularly detailed, you can lose a lot of detail, and they don't go that loud either. However, these go really loud and you still retain that detail, and you still get plenty of bass that comes with it as well. Honestly, to get the volume of sound out of these speakers at the detail that they provide at this price point is pretty impressive. So overall, I think these are great. These are some of the comfiest, best sounding earbuds that I've tested to date. They currently retail for $169, however, they're down to $149 on Amazon at the moment. And if you get the non-sport version, which is essentially exactly the same as these, but they don't have the UV sterilization in the case, well, you can knock another $20 off for that version. So that means they're $50 cheaper than something like the Shokz OpenFit. So you can save yourself $50 and still get a pair of earbuds that sound pretty good too. I will put some purchase links to them in the description down below so that you can go check them out for yourself. If you want to check out some more alternatives, then be sure to check out the link up here. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and share it. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.